Have you ever wondered how animated movies are made? Like, what's the process that goes into that? Obviously, it's gotta be a lot harder than a normal film. I mean, every frame you see has been carefully crafted by someone behind the scenes. Well, I wondered that too. So I decided to make an animated movie so that I could see all the work that goes into it firsthand. Yes, you heard me right, an entire animated movie. And let me tell you, there is a lot of work that goes into these things. I've already designed the characters based on this previous animation I made. A cute little bunny and a confident fox. And I also already wrote the script. It's about their unusual friendship, and it's a lot like an episode of The Office. Very awkward, but a lot of fun. We have some amazing voice actors playing both the fox and bunny, as well as a team of animators generously dedicating their time to helping out. In the animation pipeline, a set of instructions to follow to help your movie come together efficiently. This is all part of the pre-production phase. Now we're moving on to the sort of middle phase of the animation pipeline, right between pre-production and production. In this phase, we'll sort of be focused on the beginning visuals of this project. We'll be storyboarding / making the animatics and beginning to block out the rough animation. Let's start with storyboarding. Storyboarding is essentially how animators animate before actually animating? Okay, let me rephrase this. Each frame of animation takes a ton of time to draw, so it's important that we get the composition, movements, and timing right the first time. That way we don't have to redraw it multiple times. That's where storyboarding comes in. Storyboards are basically little low frame rate arrangements of scenes that are quickly drawn so that the ideas of movement, camera angle, and timing are easily recognizable and understood. Storyboards are usually used as references for the animators so that they make their rough animation right the first time. And because storyboards are so fast to draw, if you don't like it the first time, you can just, redraw it. Animatics are almost the same thing as storyboards. Usually they're just a slightly higher frame rate, and it's all been composited together. Okay, with all that said and done, let's begin storyboarding. Okay, so in this shot, the cameraman is walking towards the bunny and is beginning to talk to them. So how am I going to show this? Let's start by getting this perspective down properly. Okay, that looks really nice. Add a few trees here and right there. Perfect. Okay, bunny doesn't need to look great. Ugh, ew, definitely doesn't need to look great. Ugh, okay, maybe it needs to look a little better. Gosh. Okay, there. Fixed it. Idea conveyed. Let's have the perspective change a bit in this next drawing as the camera moves closer and angles downwards. Very nice. Let's do one more. With this one, we want to show the zoom of the camera as the bunny is talking and munching and whatnot. So instead of warping the features of the bunny to make it look like the camera is physically closer, we'll just enlarge the subject. Great. It's really important to remember that storyboards do not have to look perfect. They just have to get the idea across clearly through timing and gestures and whatnot. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be clear. Storyboard revisionists are there for the sole purpose of cleaning up the original drawing of the storyboard artist. Because this film is a smaller production though, we're going to rely on the storyboard artist to make sure the idea is understandable. This is gonna take a while though. I'm trying to write a script right now that makes it seem like this is not so big of a deal because I don't want you as a viewer to be overwhelmed by this project, but if I'm being completely honest, I am super overwhelmed right now and I need all the help I can get. So with all that said, if you're an animator or you're interested in learning how to animate, consider joining my Discord server as we are always on the lookout for more artists to help out. Alright, so how do we apply these storyboards to the rough animation? Let's just start by importing this into Procreate Dreams, my new best friend. And we'll just turn down the opacity. Next, we'll just fill it in like so. practice some in-betweening, or tweening, as it's often been referred to. That's just when you fill in the gaps between your major keyframes. Gotta make sure to incorporate all the principles of animation. Slow in, slow out. Very nice. You know what I think it's time for?
An epic animation montage with some disgusting beats.
Okay, so this rough animation definitely took a while, and it's still not quite done yet. We'll have to have a line artist come in and really beautify it. They are doing God's work. I love how this is turning out so far. It's a huge process, don't get me wrong, and I've had a lot of challenges behind the scenes, but I know we are going to make something incredible together, so please consider subscribing, or, joining the Discord server I have linked below. This is part 2 of a multi-part series. Let's make a movie.